afternoon, good evening, my fellow televiewers and audience. You are watching African Hour, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts. My name is Fru Nkimbe. African Hour has been on the air for since 2000. The views expressed on this show by our guests are solely those of our guests, and African Hour doesn't control what our guests say. Today, we have two important guests from across the Atlantic. Pa Assong coming to you from Atlanta, Ferdinand coming to you from Bamenda, Cameroon. This is actually a post-summit reflections and discussion. A month ago, we met in Johannesburg, South Africa, as a leadership summit to discuss the crisis in the southern Cameroon. I'll pass now the microphone to Ferdinand in Bamenda, Cameroon. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pafu Kimbeng. It's a pleasure to be with you and the viewers in African Hour. My name is Ferdinand Sonia Mbitanya, and I am based in Bamenda, Cameroon. I'm a civil society youth leader, and I work in supporting community development, trying to grow our community to develop. And as you all may know, you cannot develop a community without developing people. And you must have the people that you're developing before you develop them, before you develop the community. And so my work really centers around supporting community development by building bridges to sustainable solutions to problems that occur within our community across health, education, agriculture, technology, peace building, and environmental protection. It is within the spirit of this work that the current conflict in the Northwest and Southwest region is of very critical interest to our organization. And we've been working to support peace building efforts and conflict resolution efforts within the context of our sustainable peace department. So I'm the CEO of the organization, the Reconciliation and Development Association, and I work within this framework to support community development, and that includes peace building, sustainable peace building with respect to the conflict that is currently raging in our community in the Northwest region, and by extension, it includes Northwest, Southwest region. And then I would say the entire country is in a big challenge because of this conflict in the Northwest and Southwest region. And so, yeah, it's as an advocate, it's important for me, and it's important for me to add my voice to how we positively contribute to resolution of the conflict with a permanent solution, sustainable solution, so that we can develop our community in peace and not in pieces. Thank you very much for having me once more.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction coming to us from Ground Zero, Bamenda. It's refreshing to see someone from home, and you make us feel homesick. Pa Assong, please, over to you.
Thank you, Parkeman. And I'm just glad that our brother Ferdinand, I'm able to share this platform with him. Thank you for the opportunity, Parkeman, for giving me to come here as a participant on the show. My name is Anthony Assong, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia, here in the United States. And in terms of the problems that we have in our country, I'm a purebred bona fide Southern Cameroonian and Amazonian. And I come to this perspective informed, by my love for freedom, liberties, and justice. So whenever situations unfold where people are being oppressed and so on, I always like to stand on the side of the oppressed and make sure that everybody is treated humanely and in a justifiable manner. So I live in Atlanta with my family, and I was a participant in the South African meeting, and I came there under the platform of the pro-independent caucus. So that's why, and that's the position that I bring to this conversation here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Comrade Asong. Ferdinand, I want you may chime in as civil society because now one point this will be contentious for the summit, but in the end, we all agree for no interfere election issue. For me personally, I don't get any problem with election, but the question is what happens the day after if the people are not satisfied? That is the question for us to be preparing, and that is where the Gen Z, they are waiting. They also looking forward, because if the day after we react just as before, then we've not learned anything. So Ferdinand, let me throw that into your lap, like for person where you there on the ground. I want me we hear the way you talk.
But I think say we could need for separate two things. We could need for separate the ideal thing where it's supposed to be with the practical thing where it be. And the ideal thing where it's supposed to be, let's say, for something like elections, we get to understand which way elections be and the role where elections they play for the life of the community. Elections actually be in the way where even if you don't like this present government, or even if you don't like this present country, you get your own country, you must still get election. So we get for think for way we maturity for inside we thinking supposed to be very clear for how would the propagate which we want propagate and within the context of solution when we talk about not participating or participating in this election as part of solution. First point I don't really make and I say whether we get which kind of perspective or not, we need to first understand which way elections ideally is supposed to be. It lay a good foundation for our mind on how we feel decide. The other thing for look at again in terms of realities, now say whether we like them or we not like them, we not fit stop elections for inside the current Cameroon context where it be Cameroon. We not fit stop elections. People from the former British Southern Cameroon not fit stop the elections from happening. But the other thing I want to bring and the third point, I say, we remember, see, a study don't come out for 2023 by RADA, where it shows that 38% of those way of the youth of this generation, where you don't mention them, it believes that this problem it be largely a political problem. Seconded by historical problem. Third, by economic problem. Fourth, by cultural problem. And then a combination of all of these, it represents about 13%, which actually even comes second in terms of you classify the kind of problem where people they recognize that this problem may be the kind of problem. So first way it be political problem, it means say there is a lot of dependence on the politicians for solving. That means say if you be politician, you're supposed to wake up in the morning, put on your shoe, put on your shirt, come out for go solve this problem. That means the people the way they be politicians, they already get the visa, they may they solve this problem. Now then where they look up to them, they may they solve this problem. Why? Because the dimensions for the problem are that kind of dimensions where it's supposed to involve political arrangement, political negotiation. And with me, we are not be politician, I not go on behalf of politicians, they do negotiation, we are not be politicians. So the people where they not be politicians, when a majority of our people, they look up to people where they be politicians, when they take up their responsibility for solve the problem. But the question now, I say, if the people where they be politicians, they not solve the problem, if they be part of the problem instead of part of the solution, what do the people feel do? Another kind of thing where it ever bring revolution for inside community, where the whole community ever will come rise against a country. So we need to be very careful for differentiate these things there, so that we not the mix up as we look for solution. What do I mean by not the mix up? And it means that some people they don't wake up, they take a position, say no elections for inside the former British Southern Cameroon's territory, and any person where he associate with himself with anything where he concern election, shoot and kill him, or we do this one for you, and so on and so. We get for understand the people the way they don't take that a position, say elections, it not be something where we feel be part of. Now, because they themselves, they get a certain reasoning where they reason. And which I want to advocate now, say they get their right or believe so much in the reasoning where they get them for decide, say, the right thing as say, man, no, nothing not happen. That means, say, for example, the fit talk say will not be even get any union. Therefore, what did they do for year for can organize election? That one I reasoning way. I know the talk say me person no regard them. We get to regard that reasoning. But if you come for the other reasoning for people that they talk say, okay, no matter which it don't happen, we no fit stop elections and it could happen. And like if we don't see say it don't happen, some people they see they represent we way, not be we feel consider say okay now we be send them. We no fit stop them. Some people they talk say no matter what it happen, we don't see letter from Britain, for example, where they talk say we recognize the plebiscite. That means say they recognize say we suppose for there for year. We maybe we not feel we up, we stand, we talk say no Britain no recognize the plebiscite. The fact say they don't recognize them and the entire world they look we for today, for example, we get a Cameroon passport and so on and so forth. Some people they don't reason them out to they put them for ground, they talk say okay, maybe we instead participate for way we feel win them. Then we send representatives where they instead go talk on our behalf, like we, for example, be talk on our behalf. That one now another reasoning. So which is why the link for this initiative for the caucus for South Africa, and I say, may we still say plenty things and they will be rooted in ideologies in which way the directions where people they think. So it not necessitate because some person they think say may election not may we not be able to agree say okay even though you think say election not be me and you are enemies. I don't think say may we reach that point where because election, some people believe say may election not they may they kill some other one way it believe say may election day. But the problem I say if you believe say election day, no begin the talk, they make your thing for way they say you defect another person where you don't experience something where it make it believe say may election not first day. How will we be able to bridge that gap way? Which way person think? You know, feel reach for level where person see common so who could take gun shoot another person because he think this other way. How would we be mature as a community, as former British Southern Cameroon people? How would we be mature enough to recognize the fact that freedom of thought, freedom of speech, you know, a day for way. Some person don't even quote examples say that people then where they did mostly now the boys they don't capture that kind of place. Why you not be able for elect person for day way he could go talk on behalf of which way that community already the thing. Now some question we don't come up. So I think say I not the make point as to say as a civil society leader, I get responsibility for talk about civic engagement. And civic engagement by definition means that may all citizens be capable of engaging in matters and affairs where they relate to their country. For now, contention where it be political, where it be say Monday now so you know even be comfortable and confident in which one be your country because of the nature of the fight way there and the sensitivity way, which you have only advocate as a civil society leader from the ground now. May the different extreme them try calm down, may the temper down. May we be able to understand, be more mature for whatever way may man not reach to level where you commit you know genocide or some kind action for another person on because if it thinks they may think they go this other kind way. It be sensitive quite all right, but I think saying a discussion that way it start for South Africa when a discussion we were supposed to continue to discuss. Other people then they way they get ideas them and perspectives the way they be better than my own. But I feel only talk say no we'll continue to discuss them because I think that way we're supposed to discuss them. Whether you end up with one country or two countries, we need to have a good perspective of which way elections mean and which way elections supposed to be. So that even if you forget you get now your own country, you could be able to talk say now so elections supposed to stay for years. And so it's supposed to be. Or even if you know yet get them, so both for the participate where you know say as I the participate so now so are supposed to participate and not so. Because if you participate for election where you not be able to ask yourself question like which is this person where I want vote for and they talk about my case. Then you make your decision. Then you go take for example like bread and sardine, then you vote. That one nothing when I even crime for place like United States where you day way you see for day if you remove money for inside campaign trail for America, you get inside problem. Why not we for here with our own election could be now by bread and sardine or by oil and Maggie?
I've been seeing that is share bread and sardine. I'm telling you. Well, so I get my own too for Adam for that one, but me I throw the one for your lap. For dinner, it don't actually defend the civil society and the clergy. That powerful voice where it be sound inside the summit. I know if he deny Tiwe Ferdinand, he don't talk. He don't mention one word, say freedom of speech. If find me we learn from we ancestors. They've been be on opposite parties, but they campaign on the stage, then they go drink together, but they get their party. If find say me we listen as Ferdinand talk, open our minds. Let the other person feel confident. Say, brother, I will listen to you. Even from the same mother, we know we reason the same. Our strength, it comes and say, may you listen But if your brother they talk, you know they listen. Just because you get your own idea, say you must implement them. Now for the trouble they come out. Pastor, may I throw this for you?
Yes, Pastor, you know, say pre-1961 Southern Cameroons, it will be held as an example of a country where freedom of speech it will really reign supreme. And if we go back for our history, you will see the way where our politicians in those days, they were very sophisticated in the way, you know, they conducted politics. So now experience where we don't get them before, it not be like say, and all of that be that happened for Southern Cameroon, and nothing say be that happened for many other places for Africa. So freedom of speech comes with the value centered society where you know will be here those experts tell me for South Africa now. So whether or not you want stop elections, me my perspective for elections na say the so elections comes with responsibility. We get an irresponsible country where they not believe in elections. They don't believe in elections. I mean, they themselves, they know. I mean, it is now coming out openly, say, for 1992, from did we win elections. But what happened after that? So when you want proclaim elections, you know, claims elections na a solution to problems, it just depends on the responsible people where they acknowledge the value of elections. If you deal with people that don't even acknowledge the value of elections, for them, they shouldn't conduct elections just as a sham where results are actually published, you know, secretly and only waiting for election day to be published openly. Then, I mean, what you want to talk about elections? Nothing comes out of it. And then the perspective, this is where we pro-independence people will get, you know, like our brother Ferdinand talk, he say, you know, to say people that will feel stop elections for Southern Cameroon and Bazonia, whether we feel stop elections for Southern Cameroon and Bazonia or not, we will stand and say the elections, Southern Cameroon and Bazonia and La Republic of Cameroon, the elections will be null and void. Now, I think this is what we talk. There will be null and void because the results are known. Maybe only we would talk. A lot of Francophone citizens, them, they hold this particular stance. Say those elections, if Paul Biya is a candidate, those elections, the results are known. The results are known. And so from us, in every area what would waste time to talk about. Any person who want go vote, you know, whatever, go to Republic Cameroon, do your vote, do it whatever way, wherever you want to do it. But as far as we be concerned, you know, election not concern me. It not concern me.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much, Pa. I think we respect your opinion. We respect each and everyone's opinion. But now the big question that when me I talk, yes, it happened for in the 90s. Even the people, they get the audacity for coming on TV. They tell me, the day after the election, you, Cameroonian, we are waiting to hear from you. That is what we should be thinking. Whether 1990 will still go or we have learned something.
But I just want to chip in one thing. Say, in that same spirit, if you know what your work where you're supposed to work as a citizen before elections, not try for work any kind work after elections. Let's say you get the same right.
I agree.
You know, some people then they way they should don't elections they come, the people the way they be involved in one way or the other, they shout, say they go register, they know they go register. Or the way after the elections, you see hoodlums, they come take over, they destroy streets. I never see plenty successful and very, very praised demonstrations for America, where the demonstrations that through destruction of property, destroying even the small things where they don't build them for their roads and so on and so forth. I believe say today, even the lights the way they be ever there for Bamenda, the traffic lights, they be destroyed now because of strike. I never understand how you could get strike. You know, could do it peacefully. I think one of the things where it be significant about September 2017 be been at the nature of the peaceful demonstration. And where people they be really get a very good spirit for talk say okay, one come out for sure say we get a problem. And they don't come out show that problem. But when you see situation where people then they mix them with attitudes where they not be acceptable, even if you get now your own country, you not go accept that attitude. We get to the thing for that kind. When the thing is why they advocate. When we advocate for some kind thing, when we get our stand and we reason and we're reasoning very clear. I don't understand Asong and pro-independence is their position. They have their historical texts and everything that they are ready, even for dialogue, to say that we have nothing in common. I don't talk for here, say, no man not supposed for refuse for listen for another person. When the time for dialogue and for negotiate on the political solution, we all man for this world don't talk saying a political solution supposed to be dialogue and negotiated. When those times they come and as the processes they go on, those things where they be strongly held, not just believed, but where the people they hold on those positions, they get their evidences where they get them by law and by history and so on, where they bring and put them for table. Not be ways then go their way, those things could be checked and confirmed and reconfirmed before we come up for table. That one could be the case. So I really want to talk very clearly. For this time, we will never yet see those processes that they happen. People they get position. If fine say men will be able to listen for each other, know why person they stand for a particular position. And my advice for people that they go as a civil society leader, my advice for people that they struggle for go election, whether you do your elections now within the other part of the territory of Cameroon, the former East Cameroon, or you take your risk for navigate the current ideology where it stand against election for within the former British Southern Cameroons. As a citizen, you get right for choose how you go engage with your country. Nobody's supposed to tell you how you go engage. But if I want catch see some man where he don't come out the next day, the holla say they don't see election, where you not be first vote. It means that you be hypocrite. And I don't think that even people the way they fight for independence go want you for inside their independent country. Because you could come only the cause problem because wait the way it show and say you be problem person because you know the fair reason fine. You know if you fight for thing where you never even start fight for them before the election. So me at the talk for the other people then for the other side of Cameroon and for this side where they feel say they be confident enough for the navigate the risk. If you believe very strongly in your position and which way you try to do, they encourage you say may you do them. But make sure say when they come with the right say this person don't violate person you human right, this other person don't violate another person you human right. Maybe they don't come out your name for this. So you don't destroy people their property, whether before or after elections. Maybe they don't write your name for this. Now they can't advise that way they talk where you could bring peace and where you could bring peaceful solution and a permanent solution. So we get to educate with people. They may all man get this mindset. A permanent solution not means they will continue the just good thing they care. It means that when person get different opinion, like some get different opinion from my stand for we get to listen for each other, talk for each other, understand the perspective where we come from. Then we find a common ground, no say because we'll be these people, we get support for act na so or act na so. And we could do like our former leaders, maybe they ever do. They could get KNDP, get this other one, they could get opposing views, but after that they could go, she don't drink palm wine. We no man could poison another one, but they could see tomorrow together. Thank you, Pa.
Well, now the reason that way you find for hear the voice of person where a day inside a house where they eat. If you know one for day on the table for chop, you feed day in the plate, make them chop you. If you day for day, you know participate, and then the outcome come, you have no voice because you never participated. And you no get any voice for go out, for go destroy. And that is the irony of it. You are an agent of destruction rather than being an agent of good. And I think that we are calling on everyone to be able to exercise caution. Don't intimidate. Respect each and every one of us, their right. And no make up at my own peril. Say, if me I do thing with me, I do I must pay a price because you know want them. May we learn a lesson from our forefathers in the 60s, the Endeles, the Fonchwa, the Jua, the Monas, and the like. And I think that is why when Ghana get their independence, the father of African organization, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, he paid a visit to Cameroon to see exactly what was going on.
I want to take this opportunity to make one point very clear. Say, like Nelson Mandela be talk, when you get problem with some person where you call the person say your enemy, you get to talk with that now with that your enemy for solve that problem. You know if you go to talk with your friend for solve problem where you get that with your enemy if you want solve a through talk. And the international community don't talk about talks, which means say you need to be able to find ways to credibly get engaged and to talk. The other thing I want to mention, I say, concerning our leaders or leaders in jail, the processes they be there where they be happen before they be in jail, and many people they follow through those processes. Whether it be as the people them for Nigeria in terms of lawyers who I don't see over media and not be engaged with those processes, but I see many different moving pieces. That which means that many people they be concerned, not be only we. And you also have people then within Cameroon where they be their lawyers, so they speak on their behalf on with respect to the complex issue where they don't take them actually go for jail when our issue. And then they don't get, we hear someone stories about how they don't get discussions with government in one way or the other, whether government don't deny them or they don't accept them, and whether it be go now how or it not go now how, we hear some of those rumors. And we will not be able to confirm or to deny because when those kinds of things happen for which we would see them as high profile prisoners, we feel only come back, we tell our people then say, no matter which way they happen, like I don't talk for you, number one, keep praying. Number two, make sure that you are not a contributor negatively, you're a contributor positively. Number three, make sure that when you want to talk to people, first listen. Don't talk when you have not listened to each other. Whether you're talking to someone in the diaspora, you're talking to someone on the ground, don't talk until you have first of all listened. Would you ever get something for readers say understanding and response? Not be response before understanding. When you understand, then you respond. Last thing I'll talk now, say something I learned for my course for community solutions program for US. It will be about dialogue. And we be talk say when you go into dialogue with anybody whosoever, when you go in for dialogue, your goal for dialogue now for listen, for understand for that person. Now you will take understanding and response. If person be very itchy for respond, where you never understand. Something there where you could do where you're not supposed to do where you could spoil in there instead of fixing them. And from every dialogue and negotiations, you will come out with a win-win solution for a good dialogue. And that win-win solution could mean anything for the parties. If it means say you don't listen for that person, you really understand place where it be wear shoe and play where it be the hot size of shoe you for wear. And then the other person go talk say no, I be the argue so now because I began only this shoe. Then you go talk say no, the solution I say you be supposed to go market go buy a different shoe. Now so when you listen first, you understand then thing they could be smoothened out. So my encouragement is now say whether now to government or to our people, nothing could happen solution wise by taking a gun and shooting each other. It could be now by sitting and listening to each other, then solving the problem from listening to each other. Some people then they way they know this one medic problem finish because they still say if they never made the problem finish, something could happen for them. For example, they could talk say they don't do this one, they don't do this one, they don't do this one, and so they could take them, put up for some blacklist, then they finish with them because they could talk to them. So they get maybe some authority. We now they not be able for allow me solution come because it is say once that solution come, truth come off for table, it could wound them for some kind way. We get for being mature enough for understand say when we go for good dialogue, not be say we go so then we hide some gun inside chest, then we go move and shoot person for table. Dialogue now a very serious matter. And when I listen for our leaders and the caliber of people the way they deal for jail, even though they say their future will be sealed. But when you listen for those people, you realize that people then when a professors them to start with, they get sense. They know what they do. And people the way they do for outside like Una get also sense, and you get platform like this one. It help for make people that understand say we're not supposed to just sleep. We're supposed to know say every day when they wake up where sun they shine, we're supposed to actually work very hard to see a better tomorrow, not only for ourselves but for our children. And I believe so far you actually work now for your children and your children's children, because if we talk now about future, we take lifespan of 70 years for this earth. How close you there for 70 years? And if God grants you, say, may you reach 100 years, you could only need for be happy for see a great future where you don't contribute to for your grandchildren, where you could also see them with all joy. So it be a joy to work for joy. May we try for make sure say we work hard, make good, overcome evil. Now my message that when good and good plenty, and people there they be good where they feel overcome evil, they also plenty. So when the good people then remain quiet, remain silent, they woke up to the work and the people they way they don't know place where they did, they don't know which way they contribute. For make and say in the end, many conflict end. You know, go find for all we. So the encouragement I also say, while all man they look up to system may end, may all man they put fire for make sure say make the solution. It come quick, so that people they then be convicted even wrongly. They could come out for jail, and all man could put their hands for development, and we could all be happier in our own in our own community. Thank you.
But it plenty because good people they shut their eyes, they shut their mouth. So if good people then talk, they see bad then talk, then that bad will continue again. So bad it continue because good people they shut their mouth, they know they talk. Ferdinand, thank you very much for giving us the pulse for on the ground. But I just hope say, I come up for village, I grown up a village, and I believe say with traditional rulers, let them be the custodian of who we are. No matter whether you like or not, they just they like shadow. Which way you go, shadow they follow you. Now with tradition. I just hope say civil society, the clergy, may wanna meet with our traditional rulers. Because at the end of the day, with tradition, now you the whole way before white man come. So I really thank you very much. And I also the pick people where they listen. Say when you hear something where person for this panel it talk, like throw that thing. No hate my guests. They come here now with good intention. They come here now for open a discussion. They come here now for open door, not for closed door. We know they here now for show scheme. We dey here now for open conversation. Because if we no talk, we know we'll go before. We know we hear for one another. But also, I really want to ask you this from the diaspora. We were there for diaspora, we feel help people like Ferdinand, the clergy, how you feel talk for we brother them, we sister them, we papa them, when they here, they be in a financial, they get so many ways for continue the support. Which kind of appeal you feel just talk so that made them know say we don't fall many times, but we know if we give up.
Thank you, Pafru. So I think earlier for this conversation, me have been talk how some of the mistakes what we don't do now say the goodwill donations what we they get from people where they want support the struggle. We need to fit channel those resources to where they're supposed to be, and so a lot of people they become disillusioned with the way where that money will be spent because of lack of accountability, and then they are just hanging in there, sitting on the sidelines, and they don't wonder what will happen. So there is promise, there is promise in the struggle, and this is my personal appeal. Now say if any person it will be motivated in the 2017, 2018 for this struggle. And invite all of them, say, may they reignite their motivation. Because the boys on the ground, a lot that happen for boys on the ground, I think say we don't drift slowly but steadily to a professional group. Boys on the ground, they have learned their lessons. And right now, if we look at their strategies now, we are not losing as many boys as we did in the past, which tells you that they don't become more professional, but they need those resources like right now. And some of the things where we do not say, the unity where all we would crave for, that unity get for come. Because there are lots of things going on with prisoners, we get for really step up the support for prisoners. Somebody mentioned something because some time ago, they liberate a group of prisoners who we know as the Taraba group. Somebody mentioned, which it really breaks our heart, say, we will be unprepared. And for most of the time, we'll be unprepared for prisoners when they liberate them for really support them, because when their freedom don't be taken away, they are out of touch of any effort to help them sustain themselves or even sustain their families. And when they suddenly release them, they are releasing them to abject poverty. And that can be a very dangerous situation for most of our boys. Even those ones where they live for all the dungeons of the Republic, we never turn. We need to step up with support we will give them. But that support will not step up if we not come together for unite our resources. And so because of that, me, I really appeal for all of the great supporters, especially here in the United States. There is a lot of money in America. And, that money can come out of, mattresses if the people have confidence once more in the people who are executing the struggle, and that money will come out. So at the appeal for them, say, may they not give up yet on our boys on the ground because, they don't get some place to go. People they used to tell say, hey, may the boys are come off for bush. When I remember the incident for Bamenda where some of the boys they come off for bush surrender, they can't overnight, they catch and go kill them. So for camp for bush now, it not be an option for some of these boys, and we not be blame them. The only thing we'll get for doing that for continue for give them all of the support they need, so that they'll continue for carry out the humanitarian protections of our civilian people, the populations like they don't do all the time. So it will be such a grateful effort for our people for reignite, their support for our boys and the struggle. Thank you.
If we don't write our narrative, someone else would write your narrative. It is only we that will shape our course. And if we can really individually speak that out so that we start looking at a positive direction, each and every one of you take 2 minutes, just address our people.
Yeah, so can I go first?
Yes.
So for our people where they watch this show, I'll be very happy to say I will be given the opportunity for come here for talk to our people. My appeal for our people, I say, may they not lose hope. Hope is all that carries our efforts and our motivations. But for our people, this appeal comes from, somebody that believes in, freedoms, liberties, and justice. Me personally, if people don't know anything about me, I'm not will proclaim myself like somebody where they're out there, they make noise. A lot of people, they probably see me for the first time. But I just be a citizen where I just believe at a very personal level in justice and, good, doing good for good. And a great American freedom fighter, if we talk, say sometimes it be necessary, for get in some good trouble. I think what the way a lot of people they don't do for this trouble, I say they don't get in some good trouble in the fact say people they're there for prison today, not trouble that, but they were doing something good, which end prison sentences. We have to feel for those people. We not just fold hands, we don't think, say, our problem, it will come, resolve itself. No, it got to be a collective effort from all of us. So my appeal for our people, now say, everybody stand up and be counted, because we struggle to take place in an environment where the paradigm should be characterized like, which way they call and say complexity science, where there is no single equation where it just lead you to where you want to be. The end game will come through a lot of complex considerations. Unity is one of those considerations. Resources is one of those considerations. And also the global geostrategic space is a major player in where we will land at the end of this struggle. If you see all of the troubles going on in the global space, we get to realize, say, the resources of the world are moving to trouble spots in grand style. We get to be able to get our leaders to sit down in strategic sessions and position our struggle in the context of which it go on for the global space, and find out who are the people that we can actually invite, to be on our side. We identify those kinds of people, we go invite them, we present with case in a very elaborate manner, in an intelligent way, so that the people that will see where will they come from. Will not be the first people for be oppressed when they fight for the oppression, they get their way. Will not be the first. Will probably not will be the last. So make we stand up for we rights, more we invite international partners, more we look the direction to which the world is going. The United African movements, which are picking up pace everywhere in Africa. These are all things that we should look at when we consider the paradigm where they affect we. And so I believe, say, we will make them, because if I maybe get that belief, I know we'll still there for this struggle. So I thank everybody who don't listen to us. And I hope, say, our positions, they will only be strengthened from now going forward. Thank you now all.
Well, Pa, you mentioned some powerful words associated to a very powerful man, the good trouble. That is Congressman Louis, who died 2 years ago. And he was on the line with Martin Luther King, fighting the good trouble. So let us call on all of us to fight the good trouble. Ferdinand, over to you.
Thank you very much once more, Pa. I don't think through this struggle, and I don't realize that one of the most consistent things we will see identify so would really struggle against. Now, actually, bad attitude and evil, pure evil. And so, what I want to encourage people to say, you don't need for commot go to fight evil for where evil day for front your house and plenty evil day corner week. We supposed for agree with yourself say you supposed for fight am. If you know if you fight the one for inside your quarter, the one for inside your community, you know if you fight the one where it dey far from you. One way it dey far from we will be here when educators and very educated people within our community they talk for we about the historical injustices where they don't happen for we. When you listen for all of that, you dey see place then where people they go put their hand for something where they're not supposed to put. You dey see place where person don't go lie about the union. Person don't go destroy the union. Person don't go do this one. Oh, with the shout, with the put our hand, with the talk say yes, this person they do bad, or this one don't do bad, this one don't do bad. So which will the fight are for correct evil and for correct bad. That fight now which will the call and say the fight of good over evil. Whether na the big goal where you want to achieve them, like for turn evil into good, or na the small one for quarter to date, now still good against evil the fight. We don't see situations where some person they brutalize some person for inside community, others they stand they look am. They know if we come together, stop that person where they brutalize another person. Even if person get na gun, plenty people them where they stand around, if he gather on top that person he hate good, he win evil right on the spot. Because we get for build community where if some person they don't do something wrong, the person supposed to face just where it be procedural. Not be say it become like we dey hear plenty times they don't come, they shoot person, he don't die for the spot. One talk we hear say unknown gunmen na who. You know they know whether that unknown gunmen are non-unknown gunmen or unknown gunmen. It being as said we be play with people their life. So we get to understand that this fight now fundamentally a fight of good versus evil. So which were the encourage of people now to make we will not give up the fight of good versus evil. Any man where we wake up for morning time, you know, say this one evil where you fight against, where you should fight against that evil. Whether na one for quarter, or na one for community, or na one for the entire country. Whether na one way we believe say historical injustice against us, fight them, no give up. Encourage your children, may they fight them. Encourage your family, may they fight against those evils. And good equal overcome evil. So if we wear that cap, then we could finally wake up one day, we discover that we don't win. And we don't win, and we could win, not get a bad society, but we could win, get a good society, we'll live inside. We will still continue to win over evil. Now my main message that for today. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And I want to thank we all. But a plenty because good people they stand on the side, leave it happen. And I want to thank you very much. Say the little way we did do here, that because we no one for stand on the side. And thing where we did talk here, no one say we know too much. We did invite we brothers, we papa, we mama. If you get anything where you want talk, just call, send a message for African Hour. And my email na africanhour2023@gmail.com. May una sabi say this African Hour na independent channel. We no belong to unionists, independentists, federalists, civil society. We just dey so that any man he can share he own thing where he know. Because we believe say the way where we dey hear for each other, na so too we will build we house. So I thank everyone, and I want for equally say I thank Papa God where he don't bless this conversation, it go without a glitch. So as we dey wrap am now, may we just say something for say bye-bye for people. Leave them with something may they think about we. For me, as I be talk, say sometime may we say something where many people they don't know about we. My own thing they say, I grew for village and it takes a village to raise a child. And I was an orphan at 6 years old where I lost my papa, my mommy in 1 year. So that one, it make am. All man, I be raised by the village. And anything with me, I dey give back. Now because the village, they raise me. Anything with me, I dey do. I know the do, na say me I show. Because people where they know me, they will give me water, I drink. They will give me food, I chop. I be where I dey today, now on their shoulders. And I want to thank them very much. So over to you, Ferdinand.
Which was fit talk way people they get to know about me and say, I be very, very much inspired by my papa where he died for 2021. Where he don't work inside community development for about 21 years before he passed on. And so the own effort where he do as an orphan, where he finish school for Form 3, it be so big in my eyes. So when I look at the one that say with just little education, see what way he be do and how many people then way he be help and for your life. And so I be proud of he to the level where it ever be a compelling conviction for me say if I feel do and I feel do better more than what way it be do by being inspired by what way it be do, I could truly be able to touch more lives before I could pass on in future. So I could encourage them all man to think about your hero. Person where you know say they encourage you for life. Where you don't sit in where you don't be or you don't do. Where you look and you did not say if this thing be done even further, it could help more people. Catch that kind of thing, full and strong, may inspire you, may you continue to do good and do them very well. Thank you.
Awesome.
The thing what I want everybody know about me now, say, me, I believe in my ancestral lands, where my ancestors they were living for us. Everybody get their own ancestral land, and everybody get the responsibility for hold on to their ancestral lands, because not the only bequest that where our ancestors live on for we. And I'll be ready for stand by my ancestral lands, a defender to the fullest breadth of my strength. So this fight is not won until I stop in a person where it feels in my own ancestral lands, it belongs to ye rather than me. Let them go back to their own ancestral lands and defend their lands. This is what I have. And I know everybody knows in Namibis. Thank you.
Now when I don't hear from we, from una pikin them, from una papa them, from una brother them, from una friends, we don't talk to we there for we had. We invite everyone may join this discussion. Looking forward with peace, love, and may we eye a day on the prize. And that prize, we know say we'll get them because a day for God in hand. And we look towards that prize. So I want to end this one, but thank everybody where they watch. But thank everybody where they listen. And most importantly, for thank my guest, my brother, Pa Asom, I fit talk say, my pikin for dinner, where you dey for ground, carry that touch wey your papa be give am for you so, and pass am along. I want again for talk say, if you want for reach African Hour, may you send email. I will write them up too. For African Hour 2023@gmail.com. African Hour 2023@gmail.com. So I want for thank you all and say African Hour a day here now for self winner. So long. Good night.